First of all, I've got to figure out how the stand. Oh, there we go.
Put it low for me.
We can't hear you, Grace. Stand up. Hello and welcome from myself and my lovely wife. Thank you. And my lovely wife. We hope you're enjoying this fabulous venue. A big thank you to everyone at East Riddleston Hall for all your hard work in helping us to bring this together. Thank you to all our wedding party for your help and support throughout our prolonged wedding preparations. You've all been brilliant. Good job. Also, thanks to Paul Scott, who usually works alongside Claire in the critical care unit, but also makes fantastic cakes. Paula has very kindly made our amazing wedding cake for today. And thanks too to Paul and Sarah for getting it here safely.
Batter's really flat.
Yeah.
Come on, it's still
Well, it may have taken us just a little while to make the decision to get married. And when Claire said, "I'll never want to marry you," it did make me hesitate for a little while. After about 19 years of hesitation, I plucked up the courage and finally popped the question. Well, I sort of popped the question anyway. When Claire pushed me to do something for my 50th, I said, why don't we get married instead? And then to top it all, we started to put it back for another year for reasons I don't need to elaborate.
Aye.
However, today has already made the 20-year wait well and truly worth it. Not only to finally get to marry Claire, but also because it's great to see everyone here today. It makes us very proud to be sharing this table with Claire's mum, Shirley, and all our boys, Dan, Sam and Archie, and their respective better halves, Sally and Danny, and our gorgeous and unpredictable granddaughter, Ellen. It seems appropriate that I should start by saying a few words about Claire. So I'd like to take you way back to when I first met her all these years ago. We met at Nottingham Centre Parks. We were both there independently, but ended up booked into the same chalet. When I first saw Claire, I took an instant liking to her. Now, I haven't reached this point in my life without knowing a thing or two about how to impress a lady. I had a few moves, so in my best seductive and suave manner, I immediately jumped to it and started to put away the food that had been delivered to the chalet and did a general tidy up. I think she could tell from the get-go that I was a keeper. Later that same weekend, we had the opportunity to attend a fancy dress ball together. So as we were in Nottingham Forest, Claire sensibly, in keeping with a Robin Hood theme, dressed as a particularly pretty maid Marian. Obviously, as I was accompanying her, what else could I go as?
Friday.
Yes, you've guessed it. I went to Darth Maul from Sydney. Anyway, I must have got something right because she still agreed to see me again after that weekend was over. But being the responsible parent she is, I wasn't allowed to meet Sam until she had fully road tested me. So many a time if I went to see her, I had to hide in the kitchen until Sam would settle down in his bed. And use this time to wash up any dishes and tidy up. It it's strange, but once Claire realised this, she never seemed to get a chance to clear all the pots and pans before I got there, and Sam never seemed to get settled until after I'd finished. I did finally get introduced to Sam, which was a very big step in our relationship. Luckily, Sam accepted me pretty much straight away, and I'm very proud to be his stepdad. So, when I met Claire, she was already a beautiful lady, a successful and caring nurse, a friend to so many people, many of you here today, a lovely daughter to John and Shirley, a good sister to her siblings, and a fantastic mum to Sam. And then over the last 20 years, Claire has also become my significant other, my partner, mother to our boy Archie, my best friend, the love of my life, my soulmate, and at long last. I know I speak for both of us when I say that we want today to be about more than us just getting hitched. We also want this to be a celebration for our friends and relatives that have been a big part of our lives throughout the years. That means all of you. And while I have this opportunity, I would also like to remember some of the people who left us too soon. Most recently, Claire's lovely dad, John, who is very much in all our thoughts today. Also my own dad, Roy, who used to take so much time out to kick a ball around or play cricket with me and my friends, that my friends started to turn up to our house, knock on the door, and ask if my dad was playing. And my lovely mum, Janet, who was always there to feed us, mend our cuts and grazes, and give us a love when we needed it. They gave my brother Steve and myself the foundations and examples we needed to make it to this point in our lives relatively unscathed and fortunate enough to be able to have a room full of friends like this. I'm sure they would have loved to see and meet all of you, and they'd definitely be very proud of all their extended family. They are all still very much missed today. We hope you'll all take this opportunity to spend some quality time with friends and family, old and new, who you may not have seen for a while, and a chance for all of us to have a long-awaited gathering and a bit of a party too. In closing, could we all raise a glass once I've picked my bottle up? I thought it was so organised. In closing, could we all raise a glass to friends and family?
Friends and
Friends
family.
and family.
And now, I'd like to hand you over to Claire, who would also like to say a few words.
Is it still going?
We have to keep switching it on, but it's still going.
Shall we get you a ladder?
Do you want a chair, Claire?
There's a bench over there.
Stand up.
Fix it.
Right.
Hello.
Hello. You can go now. Yeah,
Let's
go
go
on.
away now, Graham.
Okay, for those of you who know me, you probably aren't surprised that I wanted to say a few words today. But for those of you who know me really well, you'll be surprised if it's only a few words. The last 20 months have been difficult for everyone. For many of us in this room today, the journey has been particularly bumpy. The fact that we are all sat here together is so important to Graham and I, and it's fantastic to see you all. As you may or may not have noticed, your tables are all named after certain Beatles songs. That'll be down to my husband, the Beatles fan, and some of them may even have a little bit of relevance for the people sat there. So I'd just like to give a quick shout out to each table, so bear with. On the lovely Rita, there's Graham's family. This table is very aptly named as Graham's dad's sister, and mum to John, Jacqueline and James was called Rita. Graham speaks about and remembers her as being a really lovely lady. On the Lady Madonna, it's my family and two of my very good nursing friends. And for those who came to my hen do, this is where you'll find my sister-in-law, the legend that is Lorraine. dear Martha, a table full of Graham's buddies that go back many years. Where's Martha? Give us a shout out. There they are, there they are. The Meek family became a bit of a surrogate family for him during a difficult time in his life, which he's never forgotten. But that doesn't change the fact that he's very relieved that Craig doesn't have to actually get to make his speech today. Over to Sexy Sadie. Woo! Some of the Prosecco princesses and more nursing friends on this table, one of which is Kath, who her other half Gary is our photographer today. He's here, is that all by himself? Where is he? Oh, he's over there. I should point out that's his no request for any words, and hopefully he'll get the chance to let his hair down later. On Dear Prudence, where are Dear Prudence? Over there. Dear friends that we met through baby massage when their teens were just teeny babies. All the adults have remained firm friends throughout these years. Of course, we're not allowed to mention anything about the teenagers, as they would immediately die with embarrassment. So I'd just like to say to them, round my slide, this party is about to be lit. Sorry, Archie. Next to them we have Dr. Robert. And these are some of my besties from way back who I trained